Okay, let's see if this has worked this time round. Won't be a second, and I shall expand what I'm doing if I can. Gotta love technology. Just bear with me. I won't be a moment. Okay, I think I'm back in the right place. Come on. Okay, I think I'm back in the right place again. And I think I've got my craft desk. Okay, let me just... So, I hope you've got your cuppa. I've got mine. So, as I was saying before, it's a beautiful sunny day. And I sat out in the sunshine for an hour and a half this morning. I had to go to the eye specialist, and they always put these drops in your eyes that sting and make you go very blurry. So I sat in the sun with Rosie on my lap for an hour and a half or so, and that was just gorgeous. So that's why we're doing a kit today. I wanted to have something quite easy because I knew I had that eye specialist appointment. Okay, so let's see if my craft desk works this time round. Yay! Woohoo! Okay, so there's just a delay. There we go. All right, so today we're going to play with a new kit that's available. It was released at the beginning of June, and it's called the Boho Beach Kit. It's $39, and it's an all-inclusive kit. So let me just move my laptop back a bit and have a sip of coffee. Okay, so I have only partially opened this. Yay, we're here now. Hi Margaret, thanks for sticking with me. I don't know why computers are so tricky. Sometimes they just get a mind of their own. Okay, so this is the Boho Beach Kit. So this is your little stamp set. It's got some leaves, some speckle stand. It's got 2 sentiments: sit back and relax and enjoy your day. And this is the little pecan pie ink cube that goes with it. Now I have just got my pecan pie ink pad, so I'll probably use that instead. And this is the kit. So this is how these kits come, the all-inclusive kits. They're really great. So this kit makes 8 cards, 2 of each design. So let me just get into it. Sometimes that's challenging. Okay, here we go. There we go. So we'll get rid of that plastic. So our kits are wonderful. You can take them away on holidays if you want to and have some crafting handy. They're very portable. So this is the kit. These are the instructions that you get with the kits, and it gives you images of the 2 cards, or the samples of cards, and then you open up the instructions and you've got all the instructions on how to put the 2 designs together. It has a ruler down this side if you need to measure anything, and that's in centimeters and in inches, so that's good. It comes with, as I said, the ink cube, the stamp set. There's a block, an ink block, it's pretty much a size D ink block. Cute little bag. And some dimensionals. So I'll get my size D. Yeah, it's pretty much the same size as a size D block. So an ink block. It's got some baker's twine. These are the envelopes. So they're all the same design. Sometimes they have 2 different designs, but they're all the same design this time around. So let's just fan those out. Aren't they beautiful? It reminds me of the Waves of the Ocean designer series paper that we had a couple of years ago when the Waves of Inspiration stamp set came out. This paper, it's all bubbly and watery, swirly sort of, I'll sit back, my camera's too far forward. So yeah, so these are the envelopes. So you get 8 of these envelopes, 2, 4, 6, 8, yep. And then these are the card bases. So you get 4 of each design. So they're the card bases. Aren't they beautiful? Oh my goodness. So nice. You could even, if you wanted to go out on a tangent with the kit, you could even cut the card bases in half and use them as layering pieces on cards if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to make 2 of the samples up. Oh, it's so beautiful. Nice. Okay. And then these are your die cuts. So you've got the little beach umbrella, and they just pop out. They're laser cut dies. So they just pop out. So let's see from our instructions what we need. Okay, we need 1 umbrella. We need a leaf for the other card. So I'm just going to pop them over there. We need, this sort of looks like shells really, don't they? So this one's got the umbrella, this one's got the shell, the smaller shell. This one's got the bigger shell. I'm calling them a shell. Okay, so this one has this for the sentiment, that one, and this one has this one for the sentiment, that one, and a little deck chair for that one, and this leaf. So as you can see, they just all pop out from oh, I've got 2 deck chairs. I've popped a second one out by accident. It's okay, all good. This one there. Okay, let's put these pieces back in. Now these are the glue dots you get with the kit. If you don't like them, whoops, and you'd prefer the normal glue dots, then you can do that, or you can use whatever adhesive you prefer. I'm just wrecking the joint here. So it's up to you. These are good because you can take them away, you know, on a holiday and not have to take anything extra. So I shall put that there. So let's get, we need this card base, but let's do the beach umbrella one first. Okay, so these are the bits that we need for the beach umbrella one. Okay, and we need the stamps, so we need the speckle one and we need this one. So if we go down to the next, oh, honestly, if we go down to the next image, just dropping everything here, let me pick everything up. If we go down to the next image, let's fold this up, then maybe I won't get into a tangle. Okay, so we need to put this stamp onto the block. And as I said, I'm going to use my pecan pie ink pad rather than the spot. I tend to keep the spots and give them out as little gifts to customers. And it's a great way of them trying a colour before they buy the ink pad. If they haven't, you know, if they're not sure about a colour, then it's a great way for them to try that colour first. So that's generally what I do. Now, if you don't have a paper piercing mat to put underneath your work, that's okay. You can use the chipboard that's in the kit, and that works just as well. Okay, so it's a very new ink pad, so I hope it's not too inky. So as you can see from the instructions, I'll just lift this up, and I'll also reach over and put my phone on silent. As you can see from the instructions, we stamp this leaf fern here, and then these speckles are all stamped across here. Okay, so I am going to fold my card in half so that I don't, hi Joan, I don't stamp in the wrong spots. And I'll ink up my fern or leaf or whatever it is. Okay, and I'm just going to place it here. So I'm just making these two cards exactly as the kit suggests. But if you want to go off on a tangent and do variations, you certainly can. Just looking for another block. Here we go. I'll leave that one on that block. And now we need to I'll get rid of this piece of plastic because that doesn't help things. We need to get the speckle, the sandy bits. I'm going to put it up in a corner because the kit suggests you stamp the speckles all along here. So along here. So I do like a good speckle stamp. And you can stamp it off. Doesn't all have to be full strength. It really is up to your own imagination. There we go. So that's that. And now we need to get our little banner. And I will clean one of my blocks off. I'll clean this one. Okay. And I'll put that back on the little thing. And we're going to get Enjoy Your Day. Turn that over. It's sticking to my fingers and I don't want that. Stop it. Oh, for goodness sakes. Okay, let's just go with it quickly. Okay, so we've got our little sentiment banner that's from the kit. We're just going to ink up our Enjoy the Day, Enjoy Your Day. And I hope my head's not coming in. Don't think it is. There we go. Stamps really nicely. Now, for safety, I will close my ink pad up and bring my card base back in, and I shall get my adhesive sheet. So, the other thing is we need some baker's twine for this card, so we're going to cut 12 inches or 30 centimeters of baker's twine off this little spool. Now, as I said, the instructions have the ruler on it if you want to use the ruler on the instructions, but I've got my grid paper's also got the ruler, so I'll just use that. Okay, so it says 30 centimeters. It doesn't have to be exact, but near enough. Near enough is good enough. There we go. Okay, so let's... Okay, so now the instructions tell us how to place everything on our card front. So let's just place before we attach. I think that's a good idea. So that's going to go there. This will go here. And the little shell, or whatever it is going to go here. And then a twine will be tied around the back, and then that's going to go down like that. So you can either use glue dots or you can use Tombow. Now I do have a little spot that's not punched out there, so I'm just going to get that with my pick tool. There we go. Okay, let's try the glue dots. I might get into a mess with Tombow today. Okay, so I'm going to put a glue dot there, and I'm going to put... I need to roll that up a little bit. That's the thing with glue dots. If you want to put it on a skinnier section, you do need to roll them over a little bit. Okay. Get that off my finger now. Okay. So just following the instructions. That's all I'm doing. Nothing too complicated about it. There we go. And now I'll put a glue dot on this. So. Oh, some of my glue dots have got doubled up. That makes them even bigger, which isn't helping the situation. Okay. Okay, so that's my fern, which according to my instructions is going to go about there. And then I've got my shell, that's what I'm calling it. And that's going to go about there. And then we've got a sentiment. So with our twine, we're just going to wrap it around our fingers, like so, and just pinch it in the middle. And we're going to place it, I'm going to place it I'm going to actually put a little bit of adhesive down first, because that'll help me just get it in place. There we go. And then I shall grab my dimensionals that are in the kit. So you have everything in the kit that you need to create the 8 cards, and these are great for beginners or for a gift. They're a really great gift for a crafter or a teenager. And now I'm just going to put it up high enough so that my twine's not hanging below. So you have the creative license to place it wherever you wish. There we go. Now if you don't want your umbrella flapping in the breeze, like mine is, grab another, oh, hang on, I've got a massive glue dot on my pick tool. Grab another glue dot and just place it under here. And do the same for the other end if that's what you'd like. There we go. Now, if you find you have a little bit of glue dot hanging out somewhere, the best thing to get around that situation is with your embossing buddy, if you have one, just tap it over like so, and that takes the stickiness off the glue dot and it won't be a problem. So how easy was that? That was the first card. That's pretty easy. And let's get an envelope out of the box. Okay, so here's the envelope and here's our card, our first card made. Isn't that just the easiest thing? And it looks great, and you look such a clever crafter for friends to give that to. Enjoy your day. Who wouldn't like that? You can just takes you to the beach. So that's card number 1, and I'm going to have a sip of coffee before it goes cold. Okay, let's bring in card number 2 and bring our instructions back. I'll move my pick tool out of the way. So we're going to, here's card number 2. So they're both, that one's portrait and this one's a landscape. So let's get rid of that and we'll fold our card over. Oh, so pretty. I'll do it this way. This is nicer. So pretty. Okay. So here's card number 2. And let's grab our block. So we need the pebbles or the little sprinkles again, but we need the different leaf on this card. So we'll put enjoy your day back on the little stamp sheet, and we'll get this leaf off. So just when you're pulling photopolymer off, just be careful, just don't stretch them beyond what they're capable of doing, if that makes sense. Okay, so this one says to put the leaf here, going this way on the card front. So I will get my ink pad, my pecan pie ink pad, and ink up my stamp. Okay, and I shall bring in my paper piercing mat again. Okay, I shouldn't need to do this again, but I will. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this here. Nice. And I'll get my sprinkles, and I'm just following the instructions. So if you're a beginner, this is just too easy. Really, really easy. And as I said, you can just put as much or as little speckles in as you like. There we go. Now I'll get this bit for my sentiment. Might as well do all our stamping first. And once again, I might clean the speckles off. Put that back on my little ink, my stamp sheet. It's a beautiful, beautiful kit because it just makes you want to go to the beach. Well, it makes me want to go to the beach. And this one is sit back and relax, this sentiment. That's what I did this morning. Sat back and relaxed in my egg chair with Rosie. Come on, stop it. I just want to put it down. There we go. That'll do. Okay, ink it up. And wipe the glue off your finger that you just put in the ink pad. And center it. And push down. Sit back and relax. Nice. So I'll move that away. I'll put my stamp pad away. Okay, let's bring this back. Okay, so this one, I'm just following the instructions. I'm going to put this leaf going this way. I'll put the sentiment there, the big shell or whatever it is there, and the chair kind of goes in the front. Okay, so I'm going to scooch everything up a bit. Now this one, it's got the twine wrapped around the end of the sentiment, and it says you need 7 inches or 17.8 centimeters. So let's just measure that out on our grid paper. Oops, 17.8. Let's just go 18. Let's just not fuss about that. Okay, and let's do that bit first. So I'm going to put a bit of adhesive here so I can attach my twine to it, and I'm really just wrapping it around, just willy-nilly. And I'll just trim off that little excess bit there. So that's all I've done. Can you see that? And I can spread that across a little bit if I want it to look a little bit more rustic. So that's quite nice. Okay, let's get back to business. So this one's got to go on first. So I shall grab my glue dots. Look, I might as well show you how the ones in the kit work. Okay, let's just do that. You do need it's easier with a pick tool. So you pick them up like this. Yeah, it is a good kit, isn't it, Joan? So you pick them up like that, place them there. So they're a bit smaller than the ones in the box. Okay, but then you've got to come back and just lift the backing off. So that's the glue dots or the adhesive in the kit. And as you can see, I'm having trouble. There we go. That's why I prefer my normal glue dots, because I'm so used to them. Okay, so this one is going to go here. So I just put one glue dot at the top and the bottom. And now we'll put this one on. So we'll use the kit ones as well. So if you are a beginner crafter and you just have everything from the kit, you don't have any extra supplies, that's okay. Now, you can see I've put my little glue adhesive dots on the back. And then you just actually take the little top off it, which isn't as hard as I'm making it out to look. Maybe if I put it down, I'll be able to do it a bit easier. Or maybe not. Okay, let's try. Get rid of them. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that's going to go here. And now the sentiment goes on dimensionals. So you've got the dimensionals in your kit to use. And then that goes the right way round, not upside down would be preferable. That goes like so. And then you've got your chair, your deck chair. Now, I am going to use some glue dots on some of it, but I'm going back to my old ones, my normal ones, because they're the ones I prefer. And I'm going to put one here. And one down here. And then I'm going to get some little what do you call this stuff? Dimensionals. Honestly, I'm having a shocker today. Sorry, guys. And I'm going to put this side of the deck chair on dimensionals. Now, you could cut mini dimensionals in half. That would work. I think that's all I need. These were from another kit that I had. So I'm just going to peel the back off that. And attach my deck chair. And here's my instruction. Attach my deck chair like so. And the reason why I put dimensionals down this side is that this is on dimensionals and the deck chair is sort of sitting on top of that. So I wanted that to work like, so that this side was raised. Does that make sense? Hope so. Okay, so that is card number 2 done. How cool. I'll grab another envelope out of the bag, out of the box. There we go. And that's the 2 cards. So you get enough supplies to make 8 cards, 4 of each design. So 2 designs, 4 of each. Aren't they lovely? They're just so beautiful, and they just make you want to go and sit in this deck chair at the beach. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Our kits collection have a great range of, let me just see if I can get back to my face view. My computer will work. So our kits collection have a great range of different kits in them. There's a lot to choose from, and they range from $21, $23 up to $44. So there's a huge range of kits available. So if you go to my online store and search in the kits collection section, you'll be able to find a number of kits that I'm sure there'd be something there that you'd like to have a try of. So these are what we made today. I'm just trying to work out which way to do it. From the Boho Beach Kit. So thanks for joining me, and have a great day. Bye-bye.